Hello and welcome to the CUFI Weekly. I'm your host, Kasim Hafeez. Hello and welcome to the Weekly. At the time of recording this, Israel is currently engaged in Operation Shield and Arrow. This began on May 9th when Israel took precision military action to eliminate 3 Islamic Jihad commanders in the Gaza Strip. Islamic Jihad have been responsible for a plethora of terror attacks against Israel, not only this year, but in previous years. But this year alone, in terror attacks, 19 people have been killed in Israel. We've seen multiple rockets being fired at Israel. In recent weeks, we had one day where over 100 rockets were fired at Israeli civilians. This operation did not come out of the blue, or as some anti-Israel activists will paint it as Israel trying to persecute the Palestinians. No, this is Israel taking action to protect its civilians against a terrorist entity like Islamic Jihad. Palestinian Islamic Jihad is committed to murdering every Israeli. It is committed to driving Israel into the sea and is using the weapons at its disposal to do that. So far, as I record this, over 500 rockets have been fired at Israel. Over 170 of those have been intercepted by Iron Dome, and we also saw the first operational interception by David Sling, a new anti-missile system being employed by Israel. Sadly, Islamic Jihad care little for human life. While Israel is using Iron Dome and David Sling to protect its civilians, Islamic Jihad is firing from civilian populations. Reports say that a quarter of those rockets fired have landed in Gaza. Palestinian Islamic Jihad, who promotes itself as fighting for the rights of Palestinians, is firing rockets at Palestinians. There are reports that 4 people in Gaza were killed because of one of these rockets. Let me emphasize this time and time again. You are not helping the Palestinians. You are not helping peace. You are not helping the region by demonizing Israel for defending itself against terror and promoting or making excuses for groups like Palestinian Islamic Jihad. These terrorist groups care about death and destruction. They care about devastation. They celebrate every death, be it Israeli or Palestinian. If an Israeli dies, they see it as a victory. If a Palestinian dies, they are the first ones to get their cameras there so they can use it as a propaganda victory. These groups are tools and puppets of Iran. As Iran continues to spread menace and mayhem in the region, everywhere that Iran's fingerprints are, there is death, destruction, and ultimately poverty. Look at Lebanon. Look at Gaza. And let's take a step back, because nothing happens in a vacuum. Israel used to control Gaza, and it left. It removed every Israeli from Gaza in the hope of peace. It withdrew every single IDF soldier from Gaza in the hope of peace. Here was an opportunity. Israel did everything that was asked of it. It left Gaza. It returned territories that it came under its control in 1967 in a defensive war. It gave them back and went, okay, let's try. It could have had blossoming ties with Israel, but as we all know, that's not the reality. Due to the PA's corruption and Hamas's terror, Hamas would seize the Gaza Strip and still remain in control of it, and it has become, rather than a tourist hotspot, a terrorist hotspot. It has become a launching pad for rockets at southern Israel. It's tragic. It's truly tragic for everyone in the region. But that is the reality. And today, Israel is fighting to stop those rockets raining down on its civilians. Israel does not seek to harm Palestinians. Israel doesn't seek to harm the people of Gaza. There is a video I saw just this morning of an Israeli Air Force pilot calling off a strike because there was a Palestinian child close to the site that the strike was going to take place. So at this time, I ask CUFI members to, 1, make sure you're sharing the truth, because this is not being talked about in mainstream media. And if this operation widens, if it intensifies, of course the media will then be sharing all these images coming out of Gaza to demonize Israel. We've seen it before, we'll see it again. Also, be sure to keep Israel in your prayers, be praying for peace, and be praying for any innocent civilians, because they are living under this awful situation because of these terrorist groups in Gaza. This is Kasim Hafeez for the CUFI Weekly. For Zion's sake, do not remain silent.
Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, if you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to cufi.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.